that we can really get involved. But I think virtually also probably we will try our best to get people involved. So first of all, if you guys are ready, tell me if you are ready. Now there's a button at the bottom of the screen that you can show up, raise your hand. If you are ready, just raise your hand. There's a button at the bottom where you can raise your hand. I think the moderators will be looking. And if you are not ready, just get ready. I want you to, arm with something to write down, blank piece of paper, so that we can really participate and get some notes taken down. Is that fair enough? I think what I'm going to share with you is nothing new. In some events, I have shared these, ideas, concepts. These are very simple ideas, but we may not have thought about these ideas before. But the simplicity of these ideas don't allow to deceive you. They are simple, but if you apply these ideas, I can assure you, your life is going to change. And why I say this is not because these are my own ideas. These are ideas that I have brought from all great teachers that have lived and are living on the face of the earth. They have taught these teachings, and it has benefited millions of people. So I cannot find any reason why they should not apply to you as well. So if you follow these instructions, these ideas, these concepts, I'm sure it's going to change your life. Is that a fair comment? Yes, yes. I think you can try, using your, button at the bottom, raise your hand so that you can do this also. You can do this as well. Okay. I want you to take a piece of paper. And I really want you to participate. I don't know whether you are really doing it or not, but if you really participate, I think that you will get the benefit of it. The first thing what I want you to do is get a piece of paper and write down everything that you found really happy in the last 24 hours. Anything, everything that really made you happy in the last 24 hours. I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes. You can start now. Go. I guess at least you would have written few things. And if you have not written anything, that's fair enough. You see, I've been doing this exercise for a number of years in many of my seminars. And what I have noticed is one thing, that many seminars, when I ask this question, nobody says that they have experienced anything good in their life the last 24 hours. And in few seminars, I have found out that few people have said that they experienced few things in life. But this is amazing, and this is astonishing. Do you really want to tell me that you have not experienced anything good in your life in the last 24 hours? Now, if you are like most people, this is the case. The problem is we focus on few things that we have not accomplished or that we have not achieved, and we completely ignore the hundreds of things that we experience in life daily. The good things. Now, if I ask you, you have electricity, you will say yes. You have water, you will say yes. You are connected via internet, you will say yes. You are awake, you will say yes. You woke up, that's why you are here. You will say yes. You are alive, that's why you are talking. You will say yes. You can smell, you can talk, you can hear, you can see. You live in this beautiful country, you can taste, and the list goes on. But we never realize this, that we are fortunate. So many things has happened in life. We have been sort of like wired to negativity, to notice all the negative things in life. And in the process, we have forgotten everything that happens good in our life. Now, here's a challenge for you. Just spend a few minutes. Think about all the good things that happens to you every day, every minute. Right now, while I'm talking to you, just spend 1 minute. a minute or two, thinking about all the good things that is happening to you right now, that has happened the last 24 hours. I'll give you a minute or two. Okay, here is the next concept. I know some people may be familiar with this concept. If I tell you that you really don't need to get anything to be happy, now this might surprise you, but this human nature, our default mode is that you don't need anything to be happy. But then the question is, you might say, Masood, now if that is the case, why am I not happy? If you tell me that I don't need anything to be happy, why am I not happy? You know why you are not happy? Because you have trained yourself to be unhappy. You have this concept in your head that I would need something in order to be happy. This psychology is called if-then model. If I get this, then I'll be happy. So all your life, that's how you have been thinking. If I have to get this in order to be happy. You know, when I was in school, I remember I was telling myself, I have to finish my O-level, then I'll be really happy. So I accomplished it. As soon as I finished my O-level, now my mind tells me, Masood, you got to have a good job. So I go, what a good job. Now my if changed now again. Now my mind tells me, Masood, boss, you have got a good job. Why not big money? So I got big money. Then he says, oh, you need a nice apartment, a beautiful wife, beautiful kids. And the list goes on. As soon as you get something, your mind tells, boss, you have achieved it, go for the other, something else. So this is a never ending, cycle. If you base your happiness on something that you will always have to, go after one after the other. Once you achieve the psychologists call this hedonic, adaptation, that once you achieve something, you adapt to the situation, your happiness goes to the best level, you again start it. Think about your life, what has happened in your life. What did you want earlier? And once you got it, what happened? After a few months, few weeks, that's it. You want something else. You want more money. Once you get more money, you say, I want a beach house. No, so you have to think like this. You don't need anything to be happy. You are perfect. Even if you put aside this concept, what you have already is enough to be happy. To demonstrate this point, I'll give you a good example. There was a king, and the king found somehow, that he's not happy at all. He got all his, wealth, all power. And one day he was walking around and he saw one of his servants, and this guy was really happy. And he asked one of his assistants, how is this guy so happy? He's one of my servants, and I'm not happy. I have got all these things. I got money, I got power, I got this beautiful palace. This poor guy, he has little means, but he is happy. And his assistant said, sir, you know what happened? This guy is not in the Club 99. He's not officially part of Club 99. So the king was surprised, said, what is Club 99? He said, in order to understand Club 99, what you have to do is, tomorrow morning, we'll put a bag full of 99 coins on his doorstep and see what happens. So as he suggested, they put a bag of money, 99 coins. So the next morning, this servant came out and he saw this 99, this bag, and he opened it and he started counting. And he counted and it's 99. He started again, it's 99. He started again, 99. And he said, come on, how can this be? Why would somebody keep 99 coins? It should be 100. So from that day onwards, he was so worried. He worked so hard to get that extra 99, extra 1 coin to make it 100. Because of that, he could not look after himself. He got grumpy, angry. And the king noticed after some times that the servant who was very happy earlier is now no more happy. And he's very grumpy. He's very angry. He's not looking after himself. And the smile that he had before on his face is not there. So he asked his assistant, what has happened to this guy? And his assistant told the king, sir, now he's officially part of Club 99. Now, do you want to be part of Club 99? Okay, there's no harm in achieving more things, trying to get better, trying to achieve more things, but you should learn how to be happy with what you have. Think about this. I'll give you a minute or two just to ponder. Think about this concept. Do you really want to be part of Club 99, or you will be happy with what you have, but again, try to strive or achieve more things in your life? Somehow, if you don't hear my voice, just let me know. Sometimes it can happen, when you do these things virtually. So far, I think you hear me. Aviv, you can just show me. You hear me?
Yes, Master, the loud and clear.
Yeah, thank you very much, brother.
Amazing job. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. There's another problem with, basing your happiness on if-then model. If you achieve something, then you should be happy. There's another problem with this. The problem is, if you believe that in order to be happy, you have to get something. One problem is you are never sure that what you want, you will ever get. That's one problem. So that means you remain unhappy if you don't get it. The other problem is, if you get anything, it can unget as well. Now, if you get something, there's always chance that you might lose it also. So again, you will be unhappy. So the third one I explained, because as soon as you get something, your subconscious mind tells you, boss, you got it, go after something else. So this is a never-ending story. So try to, accept things as it is. Think of one way I can suggest to you is, when you go to bed tonight, just before you sleep, just before 10 minutes, think of all the good things that has happened in your life. Now, I don't mean just stick, had water, had kuruma, not just sticking. Just think of it and feel it before you go to bed. Everything, anything that you can come to your mind. And when you wake up also, instead of just thinking, oh, again, I am under sort of arrest in the house, locked down, can't go out, can't see my friend. When you wake up also, just spend a few minutes thinking of all the good things that has happened to you in your life and just feel it for yourself. And studies have shown that if you do this for a while, you will start seeing the benefit in your life. Okay, I'll go to the next concept. Okay, here. Now, can you participate in this one? I want you to take a piece of paper. And stress, this term is nothing new. We all hear, I'm stressed out, stressful because of COVID and various other things in family life, because of money and everything. Just write down everything that makes you really stressful. I'll give you 1 minute or two. Everything that makes you stressful. Monisa, how many minutes do I got now? I didn't start. Moni, you hear me? While they write everything that makes them stressful, can you tell me how many minutes I've got now?
Yeah, about 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes. So I should be finishing by 9:50 around.
9:50.
Yeah. So can you write down quickly everything that makes you stressful in your life? I'm assuming you are writing on a piece of paper. If not on a piece of paper, you can write as well. If you have done it, now I want you to compare something with something. Now these, whatever you have written will fall into one of these 8 categories I'm going to show you. One or more of 8 categories. Financial. You're financially stressed out. You want finance to be in a certain way. It is not happening. You are stressed. Relationship. You want your relationship to be in a certain way. Maybe it's with your wife, maybe with your children. It is not happening. Children, okay, children brings a lot of happiness, but your child is not doing as well as you wanted him to do in school, or your daughter is hanging around with the wrong person. So that's also one reason. Career, you want to be at a certain level, earn a certain amount, but it's not happening. Health, you want to be fit, you want to run a marathon, it's not happening. You're stressful. Too much of work to do, stressful. External stuff, politics, environment, and everything, anything that you think that includes in external environment. Plans do not work. You have this big goal in your life, want to achieve something, you want this big promotion, big money, but somehow this is not happening. Now, let me show you the first slide again. Now, these are the 4 things: financial, relationship, children, career. And the other 4, health, too much to do, external stuff, plans do not work. So if you really think of everything that you have written, it shall fit into one or more of these 8 categories. And if you have written something extra, maybe you can mail it to me. We can see whether it fits to one of these 8 items. But really, is that the reason that you are stressful? Is that because of health? Is that because of too much of work to do? Is that because of external stuff? Is that because plans do not work? Is that because of your financial situation? Or is that because of your relationship? Or is it to do with your children? Or is it because of your career? I have an alternative view. You know what? Why you are stressful is you have this idea in your head that I'm in control of everything. I'm in control of my finance. I'm in control of my children. I'm in control of external stuff. I'm in control of my health. This is an idea that we have in our head. But realize this, you have no control. That's why you are having this trouble. You think you are in control, but you are not in control. The moment you realize this, it will help you. I know sometimes when you say, for example, you set a goal, you achieve it, you achieve it, you achieve it. So you think that I'm in control. I can do anything, everything. But you know very well, it doesn't always work. There can be a situation that you don't get what you want. You are doing a marathon before. Something happens, you can't do a marathon anymore. So realize this. You think that you are in control, but you are not in control. And you will never be in control of everything in your life. So the moment you realize, that's it. You are in control of your stress. You can manage your stress. Are you learning something new? Are you learning some new? That's why I said, even when I started, these concepts might be something new. Even in the, that's why I said this unconventional approach, but this is going to help you. Think about these concepts. Your health, your family. Are you really in control? Can you really control? Because you're trying to control things that you will never be able to control. Are you with me so far? Raise your hand if you can. You know how to do raise your hand? Are you? At the bottom, there is the button that you can show up. Okay. The other concept that I want to share with you is, in the next few minutes I have, is mental noise. This is something that we don't want to happen, but unfortunately it happens to us every time. Now, while I'm talking, you are doing the same thing. You're watching a movie, you are thinking of what you are going to eat for Haru, and after the session, what are you going to do? All these things is going in your head. Some people say, an average person has around 12,000 to 60,000, thoughts, self-talk, mental noise a day, and of which most of these are negative, as some research suggests. But here's the problem. Most of our mental noise is negative. Most of our mental noise is negative. So what happens when the mental noise is negative? Say, for example, I'll give you a good example. When I started speaking initially, it was when I was in grade 8. My first experience was really bad. I had to speak for 5 minutes. I spoke for 2 minutes. The rest of the 3 minutes, I stood at the podium. I didn't say a word. I came back. The next 1 week, I didn't go to school. because I was so afraid. Because when I was standing there, I saw TV and camera crew. So I think that, taped the whole event. So I was thinking myself in my head that, okay, they will show this video tomorrow on TV. Because of fear, what was going in my head, I didn't go to school for 1 week. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't face anybody. That's mental noise. But believe me, now I'm 52. Up to today, nobody has asked me about what happened that day when I was in grade 8. Nobody knew, nobody noticed. But for a long time, that was going in my head. So think of everything that happens in your life. Sometimes what happens in your life is just mental noise. You blew it out of proportion and make it worse than it is. So when you have a mental noise, just realize this is not reality. This is something in your head. This is a mental chatter or self-talk. It's a little voice in your head. It's like a movie. It's not real. Because of that, sometimes, we get stressed out, we get angry, and we have so many troubles in our life. Say, for example, you're fired from your job. Then you start the mental noise. You have, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I can't feed my family. But this is just noise that is happening in your, nothing has happened. You have just fired. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. Are you with me so far? So it's very important to try to control your mental noise in your life if you want to have better life in future. Because many of the things that happens in our life is we can consider them as mental noise. Nothing happened, but we create it within ourselves, in our head. It's like a little voice that is saying all this. I think when I talking about this, probably you can recall some of the incidences in your life that you blew out of proportion, but really nothing bad happened. I think I got 2 minutes more, so I'll try to. Now this is the other one that I want to share with you. Well, now we are very quick in making judgments. Whenever something happens, we judge it. How do we judge it? We say it's bad, it's good. Now, if it is good, that's fair enough. But how can you conclude it to be bad, which is not very healthy for you? I'll give you an example. When I finished school in 1987, I did my O-level, and I wanted to do something else in my life. But unfortunately, at that time I said unfortunately, I was forced to join the National Security Forces. Then they called not MNDF, they said National Security Service. Now, I didn't like it. The top people there would know how we reacted, or even I reacted at that time. I didn't want to join NSS, but I was forced to join NSS. I spent 2 years serving NSS. I didn't like it. It's bad. That was my thinking. But now when I recall what happened, when I think of everything that happened in my life, now I can proudly say, thanks God I served in NSS. For many reasons. All my close friends I met from NSS. I've been molded, I became a better person because I was in NSS. And also, I can proudly say, I was fortunate enough to fight for my country in November 1988, because I was at the time in NSS, and I was sleeping also, because it's my duty shift at the NSS headquarters. So when I recall back, that was a good thing that happened. So the whole point is, when something happens in your life, just don't say it's bad. It can be good. Think about your life. What has happened in your past? Something happened. You think that is bad. But later when you realize it, later you might realize, okay, that happened. That's good. Now I'm better off. Now there's a beautiful story I read some long time back. There was this farmer who had a horse, and one day it ran away. And the neighbors came and said, it's so sad, your horse ran away. The farmer said, who knows what is good or bad? The neighbors were surprised because this is the only thing he had. And it ran away, and he said, who knows what is good and bad? Few days time, what happened was the horse came back, and with more horses. And the neighbors came back and said, farmer, you're lucky. You have many horses now. The farmer said, how do you know? Who knows what is good or bad? And the following day, his son fell from the horse and broke his leg. And again, the neighbors came and said, so sad to hear that your son broke his leg. The farmer said, who knows what is good, what is bad. And the next day, what happened was the country's army came to the village and they wanted all the men to fight against fight a war against foreign invaders. But his son was, left because he had a broken leg. And the neighbors came. They came and said, you are lucky. The farmer said, who knows what is good and what is bad? And the story continued. So don't judge things, instantly like, it's bad. Who knows what is good and what is bad? So these are some thoughts I have. I want you to just spend a minute or two, thinking about what happens in your life. Am I not saying the right thing? When something happens to you, you immediately say it's bad. Most of the time. Hardly you say it's good, unless it's something you really think, it's very good. But what is considered to be bad is immediately considered as bad. You don't think of an alternative view on the situation. Am I right? Just think about this concept. I'll give you a minute or two. Monisa, I think it's 50, yeah?
It is 50. I think you may take 5 more minutes to finish.
I can check.
Yeah.
I can tell. Okay. In conclusion, I want to just share with you this concept. I read this sometimes back. Now, I want to ask you a question. Do you have a problem in life? Are you worried? Are you stressed? Now, if you answer no, then why worry about your life? Again, I asked you a question. Do you have a problem? Are you stressed out? Are you concerned about your life? If you say yes, then I have another question for you. Can you do something about it? Can you do something about it? If the answer is yes, then why worry? Just do something about it. If the answer is no, you have a problem in life and you think that you can't do anything about it, then why worry again? It's like something that has happened in the past. Then you know for sure you can't undo that. So why worry about it? Now in this situation like COVID, do you worry about it? If your answer is yes, I don't know. Can you do something about it? I'm sure yes, you would say. So why worry? Why not you do something about the situation? Think about it. With these words, I'll just conclude. I have some more slides to share, but I think if I start again, I think I will need more than 5 minutes. So with these words, I'll just conclude. I hope I shared with you some ideas, some concepts that will have positive impact in your life. But as I said, these are unconventional strategies or approaches that you might not have thought before. But just give a try and see whether you can apply these principles in your life as it is, or you can just modify it and see what happens to your life. I'm sure it will have positive impact to you and your family as well. And if you think this is helpful, it is helping you as well, why not share with your staff as well? And if you need any help from my side, I'm more than happy to help you. Thank you very much.